up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Film Bros podcast. I am your host, JP, and this is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah. I started it kind of weird this time.
Well, yeah, a little bit. Only because we were having a funny conversation about Busta Rhymes and his Christmas album. No.
Oh, yeah. And we have some special things coming for you guys. We got a whole Oktoberfest coming up, so don't miss out. We are preparing. Things are getting moved around.
I'm watching a lot of horror movies.
We were watching a lot of horror movies. He's having some panic attacks every once in a while. I don't know what it is. Like, I walk near him and he just flinches.
Yeah, I don't do well with people popping up anymore, so that's nice.
And blood and gore isn't his thing, so he still has a few more movies to get to where he's going to have to deal with that. But something we got to deal with, first things first, on the top of everything before we get started with our topics. Josh, if you want to let them know where they can support us in a big way, talk to us about a movie they want us to review, talk to us in general, interact with us, etc., etc.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. We post when new episodes are up. You can hit us up there for any news, movies, or TV shows you want us to cover. TV shows might take a little longer though, because we got live still. Listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts. At FilmBros Podcast, at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, things like that. We're on a bunch of sites. Check us out wherever you get them. Sports in a Big Way, Buzzsprout. The link is in those bios of the socials I just gave you. At FilmBros Podcast, it's like a Patreon. You support us, you get special perks in return. So we recognize and shout outs. So we recognize you for helping us out. And again, you get special things on the side only meant for subscribers. And then when it's all said and done, you can follow our Twitch for when we're live, be a part of the conversation. And if you're checking in later, YouTube at FilmBros Podcast, you can subscribe there. We're on a bunch of things. Can't miss us.
Yes. But always try to interact with us here on Twitch. We're streaming as often as we can. But don't forget to check out the podcast version because they also get exclusive episodes over there. We're not going to live stream all of them. Some of them are going to be on the podcast. So make sure you guys are keeping up, following along. Don't miss out on any of the topics and have the discussion with us.
Yeah.
But moving forward, obviously, our first topic is going to be something that we talked about in our last episode. I think it's hilarious how a 360 had happened. Now, today's Monday. We recorded that episode on Saturday. We had live streamed it. If you guys want to go check it out on our past videos on Twitch. It will be up as a podcast on Tuesday. But we talked about over the weekend that Drew Barrymore was deciding that she was going to go ahead and start up her show. Apparently, she kicked what I think are some industry plans out of her show. Not her necessarily, but some security guards. Got all this backlash. Everybody was talking shit. WGA gave her the bird. That's not really what happened, but they basically put it out in an email that...
They're like, we're so happy for you. Yay. They were not.
They were not.
Very disappointed.
Like a very disappointed father, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. Not angry, just disappointed.
Yeah. Because in a way, she's still technically not breaking union rules. She is a host, not very much anything else. It was happening. I don't know how to say that name. I'm sorry. Halgino? It's Halgino.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Algino? I don't know how to say that.
Yeah.
Sorry, but welcome.
Yeah.
Be a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
We're talking about Drew Barrymore doing a 360. Keep going.
Yeah. So she did a 360 very next day after all the backlash and everything, and took to Instagram to announce that she is no longer going to be doing the show. So she caved. Yeah. She put on Instagram, she said, I have listened to everyone and I'm making the decision to pause the show's premiere until the strike is over. I have no words to express my deepest apologies to anyone I have hurt, and of course to our incredible team who works on the show and has made it what it is today. We really tried to find our way forward, and I truly hope for a resolution for the entire industry soon. That's very good. I would have just stuck to my guns at that point. She already ate all the shit. Might as well have dealt with it, in my opinion. But she in the video, she was like, this is me being real.
Yeah.
No PR press, nothing. But her PR team called her up. Hey, man, you should have probably hit us up first.
Yeah.
We didn't need you to put out an apology.
You filmed a what? There's no way. There's no way. Here's my thing, though. I think she ran into legal trouble.
Of course.
I think they were just like, you can't do that. And she was just like, damn. Now I have to 180 send out a whole apology. Although, I think I want to take a dub on this one.
A dub.
I'm gonna take a W on this one. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you called it out.
Yes. This is an apology.
Mm-hmm.
Half-assed one. I wish she would have sent out a whole video like, I know what I said on Saturday or Friday, whenever I sent that video out, but I it turns out we're not doing that.
Yeah. Well, Helgano, we've been cool. Like I said, we recorded a past episode, but we're basically changing it up on this Twitch. We're gonna go ahead and be talking about topics, all these things. So
yeah.
we have a podcast. Links are in the descriptions, all that stuff. So, if you guys wanna check that out, go ahead and check it out. And that, how you been? Hopefully you've been good, and hopefully you can get into the topics with us. But either way, I think that she should have probably stuck to her guns on this one at this point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, there was no point on her backtracking. Yeah, you could call it a W for you because you called it. Like, this was completely wrong. I mean, I think everybody knew it was wrong. To me, it's just, why would you make this big effort just to completely get slammed? And I don't think it's legal trouble. I think it's just the fact that she probably realized that she can't write that big of a script. I don't know. It's just completely weird that she just did a whole 180 in 24 hours.
I mean, coming from her, I would, because I haven't seen her show, but I know she does have actors and stuff on it every once in a while. I imagine she'd just be talking about life and things like that. And I don't know how fulfilling that is for, I don't know how long her show is, like an hour or so.
You got me. I don't even watch your show.
That's why, like, she'd have to supply a 45-minute episode, close to that, in the morning time, when rarely people are watching that anyway. You know what I mean? So it's probably harder for her because she's not a comedian. She's an actress turned talk show host, whatever. I think it was just a lot of, she couldn't handle it. She didn't know what to do, not without writers. But I really think she ran into legal trouble. I think behind the scenes, that's what they were like, you can't do this. And she was just like, damn, because of the legality of it all.
Yeah. So she says that until a meeting has been done and the strike's over, she's going to go ahead and bring this all her show back. If anybody even wants to watch it, who knows? I mean, I'm pretty sure she probably still has fans.
I'm sure.
She's probably on cable or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. But we did hear that some things will resume, and that is the whole negotiation process. We're hearing that on Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, on the, what would it be? Tomorrow's 19th, 20th, the 20th?
20th.
They're going to be resuming negotiations. The WGA came out with a statement saying, you may not hear from us in the upcoming days while we are negotiating, but know that our focus is getting a fair deal for the writers as soon as possible. The Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television, every member company of the AMPTP is committed and eager to reach a fair deal and to work together with the WGA to end the strike, the studio group said in a statement last week, as it signaled it was working with the grid to return to the negotiating table. The guild to return to the negotiating table.
Isn't that kind of weird?
What?
How they can just, how they'll basically be like, I really don't want to, that last deal was kind of ass, so we're going to take a minute or whatever, and then like a few weeks later they could just be like, let's resume or whatever. Isn't that kind of weird? Like, you'd think you'd want to be in the room constantly.
Yes, but at the same time they don't. Not right now. Well, they got to keep their distance. Everybody's gonna obviously hide some shit up their sleeve, and if one party doesn't want to come to the table, they're not coming to the table regardless. I think the last time they negotiated was on the 22nd.
And they were basically like that was a dumb deal. It was all to basically frame them.
Basically, yeah, exactly. So it was a dumb deal. It was a bust. So they just decided, hey, if you're not willing to talk, you'll know where to find us when you're ready to have the conversation, if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And so the fact that the AMPTP is coming back in general says a lot. A month later says something different too. So somebody had a break, and it wasn't the people on the picket line.
Yeah.
You could thank Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for that one.
Getting them through the winter.
Yeah. I'm sure they don't want this to keep going on. I'm sure they don't want their actors to be slammed and to be, told that they can't do certain things. Like I said, Drew Barrymore, she's a special case. It's hilarious. She should have probably stuck to it, because at least somebody else is going to be sticking to it, and that's Bill Mayer. We talked about him before.
Ugh.
He wound up. Yeah, his nose is crazy.
He's not looking like you're in shape.
No.
He's going through it.
Yeah, he's been going through some shit. You brought it up on our Tuesday episode, but he did basically come out saying that he was going to continue his show. Everybody's slamming him for it as well, but he's sticking to his guns and saying 5 months is too long. We need to get back to work. He kind of says it in a weird way, I'd say, but we had people slamming him on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know nowadays.
Just Twitter, man.
Yeah, I kind of want to know what everybody calls it. Like, is it? No, it can't be just Twitter because people. I'm hearing that some people are actually catching on to X.
That's gross.
Like, some people are like, yeah, X me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
Is that not it?
No. I'd be like, hey, I'd be tweeting about this. I don't be Xing or posting or whatever. No. I'd be like, I'm a tweet. X is a dumb name. Elon is crazy.
I don't know. But a political commentator decided to go ahead and slam Bill Maher, saying that without writers, the new weekly scab edition of the Real Time of Bill Maher will only be 83 seconds long. He goes on to say, as somebody who's known you since 1978, fuck you, Bill, you selfish, unfunny scumbag.
Damn.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. So they continue to go. And Bill Maher basically came out and said, can't wait to tell my son that there won't be no Christmas this year because this is one of the union strikers, because Bill Maher and a bunch of talk show hosts couldn't stay away from the limelight, prolonged the strike that was gaining ground and putting countless writers, actors, and crew in financial peril indefinitely. TV writer Jennifer Gross posted after Mayor's announcement. So Mayor's announcement basically said it's time to bring people back to work. After 5 months of the WGA strike, the writers have important issues that I sympathize with and hope they are addressed to their satisfaction. But they are not only people with issues and problems and concerns. He will honor the spirit of the strike by not doing a monologue, desk piece, new rules, or editorial. Guild is obviously coming out saying that it's disappointing, and if he goes forward with the plan, he needs to honor more than the spirit of the strike. Bill Maher is obligated as a WGA member to follow the strike rules and not perform any writing services. It is difficult to imagine how the Real Time of Bill Maher can go forward without a violation of WGA strike rules taking place. WGA will be picketing this show. And those are after the comments he made on that one podcast that we talked about a couple weeks ago. So obviously this man is not giving a fuck.
He had strong things to say. If anyone can remember when we talked about that, about what's going on, and his philosophy was basically Hollywood is a eat or be eaten world, and he's choosing to eat while everyone else is starving. So I don't know, man. Bill, he sounds very outdated, and I don't really care. I don't know him. I don't know this guy. I don't know anything about him other than that. Yeah, he was a comedian. I've seen some of his stuff floating around now that he's news or whatever, like some of his jokes, and I'm like, he's not funny. I don't think he's funny.
I think he has some sophisticated humor, I'd say. I personally don't watch him that often, and whoever watches his Real Time of Bill Maher, well, good for you, because I don't. I would, if I was Drew Barrymore, I would have just followed him and just been like, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and do my show side by side. So they're going to be picketing his show. He's not supposed to be doing this, which, I mean, he says that he will be in compliance as long as he's not doing an opening monologue, which, sure, because the rest of the talk show is just, him speaking most of the time.
He's talking about news, quote unquote news.
Yeah, whatever happens and that's happening in the world, his opinions and whatever. Yeah. I think the only thing that is there is his opening monologue where, he makes his little jokes, kind of like SNL does with their hosts. A lot of shows are being affected, and the people that are coming out saying that, oh, yeah, these guys are putting in jeopardy, like I said before, we should not be worried about these people, these scabs, if we were giving away passes to certain people. It is unfair that they gave out passes, and Drew Barrymore, Bill Maher can't even say that they're going to continue their show without being slammed back and forth, left to right, to the point where Drew Barrymore says, hey, I cannot even put the show out that we're gonna wait until the strike is over.
Yeah, but I mean, it's completely fair. If whatever network was hosting these shows, I am pretty sure that they'd be willing to hand out these things too. But that's not the case. Whether I don't know what network these shows are on to even like give a name.
Well, Mayer's on Max, so Warner Brothers Discovery.
Warner Brothers.
And
well, we know they're scum.
Drew Barrymore is on daytime TV, so CBS and all that.
Okay. But yeah,
The View is on CBS too.
Obviously, we know WB is scum. Zaslav is a scummy person.
I think The View is still broadcasting new episodes too, and that's what Whoopi Goldberg and them.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, we'll be talking about her pretty soon, dude.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay, well, damn. She just can't stay out of trouble.
Actually, she's defending somebody. So, yeah, that's.
But is she in the hot seat for defending said person?
Basically, yeah.
Then she can't stay out of trouble.
Yeah, it's over some ridiculousness, though, I'd say.
But I mean, if CBS and obviously Warner Brothers were paying people fairly and holding out these wages for people, I don't think the WGA or SAG and the WGA would have been like, hey, you could totally, if you're totally willing to abide by demands, your shows can continue. But they're not. So they're just going to be like, well, they're scabs. Because they are basically going against the rules.
How can they be considered scabs if people with waivers are doing the exact same thing?
People with waivers
they're still going against the grain. They're still doing everything. They only got a free pass. That's not fair.
They got paid fairly, and they're being worked with completely. They're not being negatively, what do you say? Negative. They are basically doing it the right way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
they're not working for the enemy.
Yeah, I get that, but they don't work for the government, okay? Because only the government is allowed to do that. Everybody can get a car, but you can only drive it legally if you get it registered. Anybody else can do that. If you have a movement where your movement relies on numbers, for you to say, hey, some people have a fair pass, go ahead and do what you want to do. These people don't. You guys are going to have to suffer a little bit. That's not fair. And then
half the people getting waivers.
You know what? I say suffer, but
half the people getting waivers. Half the people getting waivers had their movies in production, or they just need to be marketed right. They're greenlighting them.
Tim
now
Burton's
they're greenlighting
the
them.
Beetlejuice.
Let me finish.
Okay, go.
Now they're greenlighting them to be like in the future, or whatever, to supply jobs and stuff, which I don't think is wrong. Because if everyone is getting a fair cut of the pie, eventually that person's gonna get their time in the sun.
Tim Burton literally said he has 2 days of shooting left. When for Beetlejuice 2, when the strike is over, they'll resume and get that last 2 days. But that one's on a standstill. Yes, well, that's
garbage.
Yeah, regardless, the strike halted a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, and if
a lot of people's jobs, a lot of people's livelihoods, a lot of people that rely on views and streams and stuff like that. Maybe Drew Barrymore's show is a lot smaller and can't stand being on strike. The View, they've been around for a while, but at the same time, maybe they cannot withhold being on strike. Daytime TV is more at risk, and even the WGA has admitted to that too. Live talk shows, stuff where people commentate and everything is more at risk because they have less revenue. It's not like a movie. So how is it that they have to put completely on hold? You have we talked about the daytime shows where they had gotten scabs to continue those the soap operas and all that stuff, because they even said they're not going to be able to make it. It's starting to trickle up. Why do you think you're starting to see that big time actors are out there too? It's just trickling up now. That's what I was saying. You're going to start seeing who's the richest of the bunch, because eventually, if this keeps going on, motherfuckers are going to have to keep going and going. So it's unfair, like I said, to give people a free pass and then some people not.
Those free passes are going to be for everybody once in a while. They're still going to take care of their people. I have no doubt about that. But honestly, if these shows and these networks were paying these people fairly, I have no doubt Bill Meyer's show would have been back. Same thing with Drew Barrymore's and whatever else. But they're not. They're paid by scummy people. If he's fine working with no monologue for his dumb jokes, whatever else, no writers, obviously, then, he can stick by that, and that's fine. But they now know where his loyalties are, which Ben knew were because of what he said on the podcast.
Yeah.
he was just waiting for the right moment. And I think once that thing surfaced, he was like, okay, now people want to see me go through with it, and now he's going through with it. But he's fine working with scum that let him do that. Eventually, his show will get canned too.
Or he makes it out without a scratch.
I don't think so.
I think a cat like him, maybe Drew Barrymore. I mean, she's been around for a while too, but she's younger than him.
She just got into the talk show game.
Yeah, like she's younger than him, so maybe he already knows like what he needs to do, where he needs to, you know, what's it called? Cross his T's, dot his I's, all that stuff. It's just, why go through this in the first place? Why do this? Why do this? Why put everybody on strike? I get it. We support it, but why put everybody on strike and give somebody else a fair pass and have these people struggle? And then they're probably wondering why they are over there making movies and able to still make money while we are over here without work. My light crew, my other crew, my director, my cameras, whatever. What the fuck? I'd feel the same way.
No, it's all about.
I can sympathize with that.
It's all about the enemy, not paying them fairly.
It's all about the man.
And some people are fine with that. Bill Mayer, obviously. But I can agree with, to a certain extent, Drew Barrymore should have just stuck to her guns. As an integrity thing. I think...
As a, just to so if Bill Mayer were to back out too, that'd just be like, oh, you pussy.
Well, basically, you did it for media coverage. And while I can understand, sure, get your media coverage, but they're not influencers on Instagram or whatever. They don't need to be making up nonsense drama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I can understand. That's a whole fault on integrity. And if Bill Mayer continues, shit, I might watch the episode where he comes back, just to see how it goes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. I understand. I get that. But regardless, this strike needs to be dealt with. I think it needs to be put to an end. I think we need to stop this.
Hopefully Wednesday was where it all comes down. But we'll see.
Wednesday Addams?
No, Wednesday.
Oh,
today. Like a few days from now.
Oh, like the date.
Yes.
Hey, before we move on to the next topic, man, I got a question for you.
No.
Oh.
I don't know. That's good. I don't know.
All right. I seen there was writings in the inside of that pocket. What does it say?
Well, I don't know. I've never looked. I think it's just like Levi logo and all that.
Oh, yeah? Why is it just like... Seems like a whole paragraph. What if it's like a will or something?
Hold on.
It says, I hereby declare...
Whoever wears these pants shall be fit. For over 145 years, this is a pair of them. Created by... Yeah, no, it just says... It just gives you a big synopsis of who created Levi pants.
They just put that inside the pocket?
I mean, no one's ever noticed it before except you. I've never even noticed it.
I was like, there's a lot of writing in a pocket. I thought, like... I don't know if you had like a paper in there and all the ink just kind of...
Created by Levi Strauss & Co. in 1873, our jeans have become an American tradition, symbolizing the spirit of the West to people all over the world. Yeah, no, it just talks about where they came from and stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, I just kind of looked at it and I was like, what the fuck is that? But
yeah, no.
Well, the more we know, I guess.
I didn't even know Levi pants were around for that long.
Oh my God. But all right, so Jonathan Majors, you've heard of him?
I'm well aware of such a man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of the recent thing that happened?
Where he broke up that fight or whatever.
Okay, very good. So apparently, people think it's fake. Did you think it was fake? Do you feel like it was staged? Do you think that this was a PR move to be like, no, stop the violence?
Probably. I mean, it didn't. I don't think it looked too staged. It looked like she was getting her ass whooped for a cool minute. One of the girls.
And then he came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Apparently a new angle came out, and that is to prove that this is 100% Jonathan Majors.
Okay.
This is him rescuing, and I guess people still can't believe it, but
they can't believe he's a good guy.
They can't believe that he just come out and driving down a fight.
Well, if he's in New York, he's always walking.
And then he comes, stop, guys. Oh, like A-Train.
A-Train.
You seen A-Train?
Oh, yeah.
You remember when, what is it, season 3?
Where they make fun of that commercial. That
Pepsi
commercial,
yeah, exactly. Gonna hold the Pepsi can.
Yeah.
But this is the video. I'll show it to you so you can tell me whether this man is Jonathan Majors or not, or if this is a fake video.
Okay. Damn.
Ooh. Damn.
What?
Her hair.
Damn.
Pulled her hair out.
Imagine being saved by Jonathan Majors. That'd be crazy.
Man, why are they even fighting? I would have been like, Jonathan Majors, what are you doing
It
here?
would have been a weird. This is like a fever dream scenario.
Yeah, I would have been like, man, I was about to squabble and Jonathan Majors broke it up. Like,
Kang?
yeah, like, how can I even fight after that?
Yeah. I'd ask for an autograph immediately. I'd be like, fuck, are we fighting for? Like, this is crazy.
Staged or not staged? I don't know. She yanked out a piece of her hair.
Yeah, I don't think you could pay a child actor for that.
Unless it was like a Houdini trick. She pulled it out of her sleeve and just threw it on the floor.
She's just like, oh, damn, I forgot to... that was it on the ground.
Obviously, a lot of people are thinking it's a PR stunt. He's in the news. We talked about it before. He allegedly put 5 fingers on his wife. So it's allegedly. Does this help you be like, oh yeah, no, he's good. He's good. Whatever the outcome is, he's good.
Well, yeah. No. He's a good guy.
Clearly.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think this... I mean, good to see he's a good person, I guess, in real life, but I don't know how to feel exactly about, like, the whole video, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't really care.
Does it look fake?
No.
You're just
It
like,
doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really do anything for his case and stuff.
I just love how he was just trying to console the little girl instead of like stopping the fight. He's just like, hey, listen, I'm gonna try to tell you something. Hold on.
Let me tell you something. Feel like wood. His big ass, but yeah, no. I'm sure this wasn't staged, but at the same time, I don't really care because it doesn't really affect him as a person. I'm still on the fence on him morally, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
because of
what's happening.
Because of his verdict hasn't been proven. It's been months.
Yeah.
No, but if this is his first thing to limelight to show people, hey, I'm still a good man, then why not? But I don't think it's fake.
No.
No.
You think he actually just ran up and just stopped it?
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh, there was only one person there. How'd they get the video out to TMZ? So somebody planted it there, or whatever." But then the angle shows that there was clearly a group of kids.
More people watching him.
Yeah. Basically, came in to stop a fight. Like I said, Jonathan Major stopping a fight, bro. I'm stopping. If he puts his hand on my shoulder, I'm gonna be like, "What's up, guy? What happened?" Did he look a little bit shorter than? I felt like he looked short. I thought he was like tall. Or am I tripping?
Movie magic makes him look 6 foot.
Oh,
that's what they did with RDJ
and Tom Cruise.
RDJ was wearing boots and stuff while filming Avengers.
You're not gonna wanna. Why? Who is he shorter than?
Steve Rogers.
Oh, so they want him like the same height.
Yeah, but they were saying that he was wearing like.
I guess I can't do a rewatch. That's fine.
Like a few inches higher than what he was. I'm like, well, that makes sense. But yeah, Jonathan Majors. I really think he probably did that. He's a good man.
Yeah, he's the gold medal this man deserves.
Yeah, real Captain America over here.
Oh, not good. So moving on though. So apparently Chris Rock himself.
Oh fuck.
And it wasn't even him that came out. This is actually something that Leslie Jones came out to say for some reason. It sounded like a fucked up joke. I couldn't find the clip to show you exactly how she said it, but I got the quote right here. Because I don't know how it was brought up into conversation. She was talking about how like comics were going through a hard time after a certain thing happened.
Yeah.
And then she basically said that he sought out Chris Rock had sought out counseling. That she told people, and this is a quote, that shit was humiliating. It really affected him. People need to understand his daughters. His parents saw that he had to go through counseling with his daughters, saying that that his wife was infuriated, that she wanted to jump in the car and just roll up down there when she saw the slap happen on TV because she wasn't there. Yeah. So I don't know why Leslie Jones felt the need to say that, but I don't know if it really Well, I mean, it was in front of millions of people. I think counseling wouldn't be.
She just threw his ass under the bus.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh yeah, I got this going on." But Chris Rock, that motherfucker had therapy.
Yeah, he had issues going on.
That doesn't make any sense. But we know Chris Rock was feeling the type of way after the hit. Will Smith was also feeling the type of way after the hit. But I feel like enough time has passed to stop talking about this shit. I don't really care.
About the slap?
Yeah.
You don't care about the slap anymore?
No.
It's dropped?
Yes. I feel like it's been dealt with. Will Smith said his piece. He's trying to move on. Chris Rock went on a whole special about him, talking about it. Like, how much more do you need to vent about it before you're over? It wasn't even like
a whole special. It was like the last couple, like, jokes.
I mean, shit. He sounded very hurt and broken while talking about it.
Yeah, he was.
He was on a whole rampage for the last, like, 30 minutes, regardless.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I imagine therapy was necessary. Yeah. You got smacked in front of millions. It wasn't a good look. You couldn't even attack him back. It was unprovoked over a joke. But, I mean, it's time to stop crying about it.
He could have attacked him back. That's the thing.
Oh, but he has manners, as he put it. Don't fight in front of white folk is what he said.
Oh, yeah. That's what he said. But, I don't know. Enough time has passed. I think Will Smith would have bodied him if it came down to a fight. But at the end of the day, he was in the wrong. I thought it was weird that Leslie Jones was even bringing him up again, because you're right. I think it is past that time already.
Yeah.
Why would she even air that out in public to the People magazine? It's crazy. I understand comics is, comics do need therapy too. I think it's unfair for them. They get paid to tell these jokes, and then sometimes they say a joke that some people don't find funny, take it out of context, and they're canceled or something. You get people that get butthurt because they make fun of somebody's wife's bald head, and they get beat up or whatever.
Yeah.
It's insane. And like I was saying, we're going to talk about Whoopi Goldberg, but because of Hassan Minhaj, he basically is being canceled and facing a bunch of backlash right now. And he himself is a comic. I don't know if you've seen him before. He's been in movies.
I think he looks familiar.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't recall him from anything he's been in.
I don't think he's been in like serious movies, like comedy movies.
Oh, okay.
But he does comedy, and he's basically getting a lot of backlash for embellishing some of his stand-up comedy. And what I mean by embellishment is basically making a joke.
Oh, okay.
So he basically is taking a situation and stretching it. Obviously, he's not going to say the whole truth. That shit would obviously not land well. Oh, yeah. I woke up, walked to the kitchen, made a milkshake. Where you could say, I went to the kitchen, slipped on a banana peel. Somehow the banana went up in the air, caught it with my butt cheeks, and then shot it into the milkshake thing. Obviously, that's more funnier than just going to the kitchen to get a milkshake. Well, a lot of people are pointing out that I guess he had said, I believe, something about going to a university, and he never actually attended said university. And
there's no way.
Made a joke. So because of the fact that he came out, said some things in his stand-up, and it wasn't truthful, everybody is deciding to cancel him. And Whoopi Goldberg, the nice lady that she is coming out and saying that, comedy, that's what we do. She said this on The View and on one of her new episodes. We're talking about that. Scab or not, that's what we do. We tell stories and embellish them, she says. She recalled the time where she said that she had a degree from New York University, and a reporter had went ahead and completely did a background check, found out that wasn't true, but then later on it was told that it was one of her Whoopi Goldberg's alter egos that was, saying the comedy or whatever. It was just another way of saying it was a joke, or it was just me talking upstairs, whatever. This is what I mean. Comedy is dangerous right now, in my opinion. All comics are in a hot seat. You can't say shit without obviously offending somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about all this?
This is dumb, man. You really think half the comedians that tell their jokes about, they went there, they met who, this and that, is real? No. They probably made up half of that shit and write it down to make it sound funny. There's no way. You really think Kevin Hart's uncle was like, I'm gonna find cancer and kill him? You really think he did that shit? No.
I hope not.
That doesn't make any sense. Comedy is gonna be fibs and things like that to make it sound funny, because sometimes the normal interaction ain't as funny
Real
as
life
you think.
isn't funny sometimes.
I was gonna say it like that, but that's kind of harsh. But like that doesn't make much sense. People, oh my god, people are so bored nowadays, man. They'll really just take it out on anything, and it's ridiculous because it doesn't make sense. You really think shit like that happens? No, I doubt it does. And if it does, then that is one hell of a story, and you should keep that in the cycle. But like, what do you call it? Bert Kreischer's The Machine. You like, can you, without the movie, obviously, can you believe that really happened to him?
Fuck, not everything. I'm sure he went to Moscow or whatever, did a couple things there, maybe met somebody. It was kind of like that. You know who Fousey is?
Yeah,
he's like a live streamer.
Yeah.
He basically told this whole story where he like met Drake or whatever, but like he literally just walked past them at one point at a party.
Yeah,
and he was like, "I met Drake."
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what the Bert Kreischer was saying, meaning too. Like, I was near this guy. I'm pretty sure they didn't make any contact or anything.
Yeah, half of these comedians are gonna take a thing and blow it up to make it funny for the audience watching them.
You know what?
So dumb.
You know what would be funny and honestly a truthful, funny story if he decides to take up stand-up comedy? Trump talking with Kim Jong-un. I feel like a whole interaction with them two together in the same room is just comedy.
Yeah,
like just Trump trying to conversate with him not understanding a word, and him not understanding a word over here. It's just
Kim Jong-un's blank face looking to his translator like, what he saying? Like
all the silent nodding.
Yeah.
is gonna be hilarious.
Like, it doesn't make sense. Half of these comedians are obviously making stuff up. I'm sure to an extent some of it is real, but no, I don't believe all of it is real. And you're a fool for thinking that. And you're a fool for being upset about it.
A damn fool. Before we move on, I just wanted to kind of touch up on it a little bit more. Why do you think a lot of people they get butthurt or like feel the need, they hear a joke and they feel the need to want to enrage themselves? Is that the word? I don't know how to say it. Like, they just get offended knowing that they're in a comedy show. I've seen so many, especially in recent times. I think it was like after 2020, where I see Laugh Factory videos, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They're over here saying jokes, and somebody in the crowd is getting mad or about this, that, or the third. It's crazy.
It depends on what's being said and what is, I guess, taboo or whatever. But it's subjective, and you don't know what's taboo. What your life experience about this could be another person's, but they're either messed up or they're happy enough in life to make fun of that. Like, we watched Matt Rife, right? And he was talking about the disabled wheelchair joke. But he was saying that he actually brought it up to someone in a wheelchair, and long story short, she felt happy because she was involved in said joke. And it's like, see, you could touch someone like that. Well, someone else completely unrelated to that person will be like, oh, but my uncle's in a wheelchair and that's not funny. Like, how are you going to determine that when your uncle that's in a wheelchair could laugh at that fucking joke?
That's true.
It's just taboo, and people feel the need to like white knight themselves to this person's cause when that's not the case at all.
I think that's exactly what it is. That whole, white knighting it. That's like they feel the need to want to like virtue signal.
Yeah.
And then when enough people get behind it, obviously it's all bad. And it's crazy too because you get a lot of blind justice, right? Mm-hmm. People will dish it out, cancel these comedians, and all because of an allegation, and then is basically guilty until proven innocent. And that's the scary part in this world, and especially with AI coming into play, that's gonna be crazy.
Like
too.
an even harder, I guess, topic about it is Dave Chappelle. He had like 6 back-to-back Netflix specials, and he was joking about transgenders and this and that. But you had the whole community upset about said jokes. And then when his final one came out and he was clearing the air, people were still upset that he was making those jokes. When he had a transgender friend come out and tell you, hey, he is the funniest motherfucker they've known. May she rest in peace. I forget her name. But like he was talking about that, and half the people were still upset about him making the jokes, not the context behind it. So half of them aren't even paying attention. They're hating from outside the club, basically.
Yeah. Like it. Busta Rhymes.
Happy Halloween, whatever the fuck he says. But yeah, I think
It's gonna be great to talk about.
That's a big thing to that's just a big thing going around in comedy. And Will Smith, I guess to bring it full circle, coming out to smack Chris Rock, it's a lot of like you can see his face changes as soon as he looks over. Oh, my wife didn't find that funny. I should defend her.
Yeah.
And that's the big part of it. And while you can understand the Will Smith side, the wrong place, wrong time. You don't hit nobody while they're telling jokes on stage in front of millions of people. That's a backstage thing. Like, hey, I really didn't like that joke. Can we get an apology? If not, then that's a whole nother thing. But I'm sure Chris Rock and him had a strong enough friendship to be like, okay.
Yeah, they could have easily dealt with that.
Exactly.
And especially, let's just be honest, maybe Will Smith should have personally said, Chris Rock, my bad, bro, or something. Or let me come up here and slap me.
Yeah.
I'll let you take one hit. You know what I mean?
Something. I don't know.
Yeah. But either which way, I think this whole cancellation thing is crazy. I think this whole, like, attack on comedy, comedians in general is insane. Because it's like every single day we hear somebody new that is, you know, being told stuff. Like, you know, I didn't want to pull it up because I don't think the full details are out. But like Russell Brand is being, you know, accused of, you know, certain things. And it's like, man, like it's like one gets done, another one comes out. Christy Elliott missed out on opportunities because of it. You know, all these comedians that are just like, they just want to live their lives.
Yeah.
And then you got people trying to shit on them over some nonsense, like telling a false joke, like, or like some false reporting or something.
Like what is a comedian?
Sorry that my hot dog didn't jump up and actually start dancing. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, basically. like you want him to come out. First off, everything I say is satire. Like, no, that's gonna ruin everything.
Yeah. First, I'd like to start off saying that
this
half my
didn't
jokes
happen.
Yeah.
Like,
disclaimer, guys. Not real.
Yeah, like that's so dumb. People are dumb.
Yeah, but it's fine. More people looking for things. Maybe this is like the Hollywood striking effect and trying to just find things to get mad at, or maybe this is justified. Who knows? But AMC is being slammed and getting some backlash because they decided to parody that AMC Nicole Kidman, that beginning trailer during an AMC movie. I don't know if you ever seen it.
No.
I'll show it to you. I have it pulled up. They basically parodied it. Lionsgate seen the parody, basically sent or not Lionsgate, AMC saw the parody and sent Lionsgate a cease and desist, and they had to take the video down or they were going to get in trouble. But this is the video of Nicole Kidman right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's been forever since I've seen it.
We come to this place for magic. We come to AMC theaters to laugh, to cry, to care. Because we need that, all of us. That indescribable feeling we get when the lights begin to dim. And we go somewhere we've never been before. Not just entertained, but somehow reborn. Together. Dazzling images on a huge silver screen. Sound that I can feel. Somehow, heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Our heroes feel like the best part of us. And stories feel perfect and powerful. Because here, they are. AMC Theaters. We make movies better.
So that's Nicole Kidman's. And to basically promote the new Saw X movie.
Yes.
Saw decided to, or Lionsgate decided to put out
Is
their...
it good?
I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Check it out. They put out their version. Obviously, I couldn't find it anywhere on the internet. It's kind of hard, but I found it in this version, so...
We come to this place for a reawakening. We come to the theaters to scream, to beg, to play. That indescribable feeling we get when the lights
Damn.
when the lights flicker on and off, and your calls for mercy go unanswered. And you wake up chained in a dirty warehouse, somehow still breathing. Blood-soaked blades on a huge silver screen. Fear that I can feel. Somehow, self-amputation feels good in a place like this? Traps. They make movies better.
So that was your little.
That's actually smart marketing.
That was a little poke, jab comedy, and they got cease and desist. They said they got to take it down because that's not okay apparently.
Oh my god!
I thought it was a little parody. I thought it was a fun little gag way to promote it as well, and maybe that's what a lot of fans thought as well, and that's why they're basically just they're really hating on AMC right now.
That's fair. I think taking it down is so dumb. That's the thing about lawyers and show business, I guess, where it's like you got to know the lines of what's across or when you parody things or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was fun. That was lighthearted. If anything, they could have played on that and been like, "Oh, haha, Jigsaw, whatever," make it a big thing.
Yeah.
But no, they're taking it negatively.
Yeah. I thought it was a fun little.
That was funny.
Little jab.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Like he gets stuck at the stairs. That's funny.
He just goes, "Oh." Like I said, maybe this is not the people, but this is AMC getting a little butthurt over some comedy.
Yeah.
I think this falls in the bracket. I think companies can do it too. I don't know. That's insane.
How dare you make us look negatively? No, that is perfect marketing for not only movie theaters but Saw. That's so dumb. People are dumb.
That shit was funny.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh, they got one right here too. Yeah. But little side tangent. I just thought it was insane that they actually got cease and desist. That's Dylan Dennis now. Lionsgate. It's crazy.
Damn.
That's right. Hey, real quick, who you gonna go for? That Logan Paul, Dylan Dennis.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Dylan.
You think he got some?
Yes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I want to believe it. I know a lot of people are saying like, if a person's out of their element or whatever. I know he's a UFC fighter. I think they both suck at boxing, but I think somebody with a little bit more technique might be Dylan. Maybe a little bit more speed too.
Logan can't fight. I was telling you this. Yes, he's athletic or whatever, but athleticism will only get him so far. I'm telling you, I think Dylan had it right. I think he's gonna gas.
Yeah. You think he's just gonna put out?
Mm-hmm.
I think so too. Maybe.
And
I've seen him in his last fights.
I think that's why they made the round so short too.
What is it? 6?
There's only 6.
Yeah, that's. Oh, that was also. Did you see the KSI and Tommy Fury?
Yeah.
Head to head, whatever. That apparently KSI wanted only 6 rounds too.
Yeah.
And he admitted to it.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Tommy was like, "No, I wanted it."
Tommy's gonna
like
whoop
8.
his ass, huh?
Oh yeah, Tommy's gonna
rock your shit.
Apparently, KSI is a different beast or whatever. And no. Oh man.
Tommy looked at him like,
okay, buddy. Like,
yeah.
Sure.
I've dealt with worse.
Exactly.
He even admitted like he was more scared of Jake than he is KSI. That's what he's saying.
Well, yeah, because at least Jake had a few fights under his belt or whatever. KSI doesn't fight, and he's picking on arguably a bear, and Logan doesn't fight either, and he chose the 4th-time world champion, whatever.
Yeah,
he hasn't fought in 4 years, sure, but at that point, it really questions it. Like, hey, why are you choosing someone who hasn't fought in 4 years then?
It's true. It's true.
And the way Logan struts about, the way Logan Paul struts his loss against Floyd Mayweather is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that was his first fight and he lost. He had a shot at a professional boxer before Jake and he fucking lost. Yeah, Jake would have probably put up a better fight against Mayweather. Sure. I'd say now. I'd say when he was fighting Tommy, but
well, we saw what happened with him.
Yeah. He started that fight. Have you seen the YouTube clips on that shit too?
I think I've seen a few.
Jake got pummeled.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
He got pummeled. That's crazy. KSI is going to die.
Yeah.
Dude.
I can't wait. October 14th. Free promo for that fight.
You think he throws in the towel?
No. I don't think so. I think either Tommy really knocks him out, or it'll go to cards and go to Tommy.
You think cards? You don't think KSI will tap out?
I don't think so.
He seems like the type of dude that tap out to me.
No, I don't know. Apparently when he fought, what's his name? When he won that or whatever, he was. I think he went straight to cards there too. So I don't know if it's his opponents or if it's him, but I Best case scenario, I want Tommy to win by knockout. That's the best.
Well,
Worst
either
case,
way.
worst case, it goes to cards.
Yeah, I'm just living for the fucking Twitter beef.
Oh,
guys.
for sure.
The fucking pictures is crazy.
I saw before we even started. They think they got him. They think they finally got Dylan. Served him his papers.
No.
Mhm.
How do you know?
Well, he replied saying that wasn't him or whatever. But shit.
There was a video
Yeah, there's on TMZ.
that he got served?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have to look at that.
What do you call it? And prior, Jake knew. I don't know if you watched the latest impulsive episode of his. What do you call it? Jake was like, "Oh, I know where he is." On the air, he goes, "Oh, I know where he's at."
Yeah.
Like, I could tell you guys. And he's like, "No." Logan was like, "No, you don't." He was like, "No, I could tell you guys. He's in New Jersey." Deadass on the air. And Logan's like, "No way." He's like, "Yeah, I can tell you guys when we're finished. I know where he's at." And because I guess he didn't live in New York anymore, because they knew where he was, and he was just like, "Oh, we're gonna get you," and I guess they got him. But live on Impulsive, he was like, "He's in New Jersey."
No way. I didn't see that one. That's crazy. I got to see that whenever we're done here. But
yeah, it's just crazy. October 14th.
yeah,
Watch. Hopefully, we will get to see Logan Paul lose his match, but that'd be crazy.
I really want to see Logan Paul lose.
Deadass.
But if he gets served and he actually gets in trouble with the law, and he makes him not show up to the fight, that Logan Paul's a pussy, bro.
Oh, for sure.
That's crazy.
Apparently, the way you call it.
Can you really tell your girl to not do it though?
What?
Serve the papers?
I'd be like, serve him, but wait, let him continue to incriminate himself until the fight, and then serve him after, whatever. You know where he's gonna be. Imagine the loss. Imagine for a second, Dylan loses or whatever. Logan Paul comes up and he's like, "You've been served" or whatever. As he loses, that sounds poetic, but no. What do you call it? I think Logan is setting him up to basically bail out because he doesn't have faith. He's talking about him not showing up regardless, but you're putting him through all this legal trouble. Of course, he's not going to be able to show up.
And you can't lie and say that Logan Paul's not a part of it.
Exactly.
You can't say that.
Exactly.
Like Nina. Oh no, Nina doesn't talk to me about that stuff. It's like
that's cap. We know this.
And if that's the case, then honestly, bro, you shouldn't have married her.
You're talking.
Look at all the fucking pictures.
Apparently,
Bill Nye, my man.
Exactly. Apparently, they've talked about all her sexual partners or whatever in the past, but they don't talk about legal problems like this. No, that's cap.
It's insane. Can't wait for that fight.
Oh, for sure.
So Tommy Fury and Dylan Dennis. We're going for the villain.
Yeah.
Is Logan Paul technically the hero or the villain?
He's the. I guess in this scenario, he's the hero because he's not really doing anything, and Dylan is the one poking the bear's nest, I guess, or beehive.
I don't know. I feel like in my head, I think Dylan's probably the hero because Logan
is scum.
Yeah, crypto. He seems fake all the time.
Dude, speaking of his crypto scandal,
he got you.
Huh?
He got you?
Hell no.
Oh.
I don't put money into nowhere.
Uh-huh.
This is my thing, though, because I was watching CoffeeZilla. That's the guy who broke the story on it.
Oh, yeah.
My man, a whole ass pyramid scheme. He was trusting people with this project or whatever and was like, "Nah, man, we'll do it correct or whatever." But no, he was trusting people who scammed the fuck out of him. And now he's talking about trying to rectify it or whatever. He's not doing that at all because he's not even talking to anybody about fixing the problem, paying people thousands of dollars who invested in his shit. He is fucking scum, dude. I watched the whole documentary. I was like, there's no way, man.
Logan Paul's not very good. I know, man. I've heard about all this stuff. I'm just like, dude,
and he
is the villain.
My big thing about crypto is like, why would you put money into nothingness?
Well, it's you've seen Wolf of Wall Street. It's just stock. It goes up, it goes down. But you know that if Paul is just taking their money and not investing it for them, then that's a scam, bro. It's a crazy scam.
I don't know. I feel like with Wall Street, it made sense. And while we know they were doing them dirty, I feel like your money is going into a company or whatever. But crypto and, the NFTs and stuff, that is fake. It's made up. I feel like once you throw your money into
apparently people
reference,
get big payout of crypto.
Yeah, but I don't know because you throw it into the air expecting something to fall down, but if it doesn't fall down, you're fucked. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. It's just people still do it. It's weird.
Crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Investing is just insane to me too. But I know people get fucking rich off of it.
I know
sometimes.
investing. I know the actual Wall Street thing is genius. You put your money into a company, the company's doing good, you're gonna get your fucking payout. I'm talking about the fake shit like NFTs and things like that, like Dogecoin, Bitcoin. Like that's not solid thing you can hold. You know what I mean?
Doge or dog?
It's Dogecoin. It's not something you can hold. And I've told you my superstitions about me buying stuff off Amazon because it's like I don't know where my money goes, but I get the product, so I guess it's fine. Yeah. But I still don't feel right about that. Like I'd rather be in the store buying it physically.
Exactly. Me too. Say wavelength. You feel me? But yeah, we got to catch that fight. Mm-hmm. Can't wait for the fight.
Yeah.
And moving on. So Stephen Glover came out and apparently talked about the labor, obviously the strike that happened. He was on the Pablo Torres Finds Out podcast, saying that the Lando project that was for Disney Plus and what was supposed to be written as a show is now being rewritten as a movie, and that was all prior to the strike, and that it's all ready to go, but that he doesn't even know if it's happening anymore because of the strike, and or if it's gonna actually move forward.
Well, didn't they say it was gonna be a movie?
No, they said it was a show.
No, well, I could have sworn a little bit after they confirmed it from going to a show to a movie.
No.
Okay.
Nobody from Disney actually officially came out. They just said it was happening.
Okay. Damn, that sucks. I know for strike reasons it has to be on hold, but I hope we still get it somewhere down the line. Childish Gambino is a good ass. Like,
what would you want to see it as a movie, or you want to see it as a TV show? I'd say a movie.
Movie, yeah. Just for the budget. Just for it to hold up.
You think Disney Plus is scared to put out hour and a half movies for Disney?
I think so.
They're like, oh, it's Star Wars. It has to go into theaters if it's a movie.
Yeah, I would assume so. It's not like they can make, because streaming numbers or whatever don't exist apparently, that maybe they're scared of not making that return. But wouldn't a movie like Prey show you that, hey, there is a demand for such a thing?
Yeah, because now they're putting it on Blu-ray now.
Yeah,
they're giving it on physical copy.
Andor's coming to Blu-ray too.
Yeah, Star Wars. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, see, so they know that there's a demand for hard copy, and they know there's a demand for movies on streaming. They just need to make that connection and put their money into the theaters, but they're not gonna do that because they're scared. Well, I guess they're not scared.
Why would they be scared though? That's the question. Star Wars is a lucrative brand. It's just the handling has just been atrocious.
That's why. Maybe that's why. They don't know how to step. And these shows have been showing them, they know how to step. And to be fair, Solo, although I love it, was panned terribly by fans.
Nobody watched it. People say they watched it, but nobody watched it. I've talked to multiple people, and nobody knows that it even came out. Nobody even knows about it. They're just like, oh, what?
You think so?
Yeah, nobody knows about it. I'm telling you that
I'm gonna do my
some people heard about it, they've seen it, they know about it, but a good chunk of people did not watch it, and that has to be because of what happened with The Last Jedi, and they probably word of mouth said that it was gonna suck or whatever, blah blah blah, and honestly, people were just for some reason disinterested in the recasting, which is crazy to me. I understand Harrison Ford, but why are you gonna just de-age him? Like, recasting is not a fucking bad thing. Sometimes it just needs to happen. And if the chops are better in the other person, what the fuck? Look at Don Cheadle.
That's true.
Prime example.
But yeah, I don't know. I hope we still get this project, whether it be movie or show, because I really loved his Lando.
I think he did a good job.
Yeah.
I want to see him as a live-action Prowler, too, after watching Across the Spider-Verse.
I think he could do something like that.
What's taking him so long? He's not going to be young for fucking ever, man.
The strike. No. Well, right now, the strike.
Yeah.
But he's doing other things right now. I think right now he's probably doing music, now that his acting career is kind of on hold.
Yeah.
But he is going to be in a remake for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Did you see that?
Oh, I did. And they pushed that back to 2024.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks. Can't get shit. I seen it.
How do you feel about that? Like,
I seen it, and I seen who he's co-starring, and I'm just like, that I'm sorry, it's just Brad and Angelina set the bar.
Yeah.
You can't follow up with Donald Glover and I don't know who's the girl.
I don't know the girl.
I don't even know who the
I don't know. I don't know their names.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you. But yeah, it had me shook because I was like, damn, like it's not even like a casting thing. But if you've seen the OG, which we have, we know that shit was really good, and it's gonna be very unfortunate to either see this movie surpass it or fail it, because the other one did that good.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah.
I don't think it will. Remakes, man, they hardly do too well. And I would tell you, if I was thinking of a Mr. and Mrs. Smith remake, I would probably have thought of a different cast, and probably that, could follow the first cast. Like,
yeah.
I know this is off top and it's just lazy shit, but maybe like Henry Cavill and like Zoe Kravitz or something as like the leads.
Mm-hmm.
That would be money. Or Anne Hathaway, that would be money, But
Yeah.
they just kind of got, don't get me wrong, Donald Glover's cool, but he's more like a C-list, and Brad Pitt and Angelina are like A-list.
Oh, they were A-lists, yeah.
Or I would say Donald's like a B-list.
Well, yeah. He's had his time to shine.
Yeah.
He's just not doing more. Atlanta really proved that he can act, though.
Yeah, no, he does a good job. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why the MCU hasn't utilized him and, started bringing it, or Sony at least. I don't know who's in charge of like what characters are brought up or whatever.
Well,
but
he was Aaron Davis in Homecoming. So.
Yeah, exactly. I know like they're leading up to it, but I'm
Yeah.
just like, it's been 2 movies later and still no development.
Me with Scorpion, but I don't know. I hope to see Lando. I hope to see him come back.
You think we're gonna see those characters in the next set of trilogy? Spider-Man
I hope
trilogy?
so. I've been campaigning for that shit forever. I want to see the Scorpion. I want to see this Prowler, but like it's hard to say. Like, what if they just make that connection and like he's the MCU's Prowler that they caught? He was the only live action one there.
But yeah, and I mean, if they are gonna launch 2 Spider-Man, fingers crossed, Andrew Garfield's gonna be in Venom 3, maybe. Who knows? But like, yeah, if Andrew Garfield comes back as Spider-Man, it's over, bro.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap for Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Streaming Spider-Man. That's what I'm gonna say. I'll be like, I'll watch you on streaming.
Yeah.
Let me go watch Venom 3.
Mm-hmm.
If they bring back Andrew Garfield, because honestly, I'm not even planning to watch Venom 3 in theaters. If Andrew Garfield is in Venom 3, I go watch it in theaters, 100%.
Okay.
But if he's not, thank you. I'm good.
Okay.
Because Let There Be Carnage was not. It's not a good movie. Should have been better. Woody Harrelson. I'm sorry, bro. They did you dirty. Why did they insist on no blood?
I don't know.
They said
That's the one thing I've always been robbed about. Like that one deserved a director's cut. I feel.
yeah.
Just a rated R version of that movie.
Well, apparently Andy Serkis didn't want all the blood.
Well, Andy Serkis, although he's great in Andor, doesn't know what he's talking about.
We want to see blood.
Exactly. You can't give us carnage and not deliver on the carnage part.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Because everybody just got chomped like cartoons. I was like, okay.
Yeah, where's the gut spilling out?
Yeah, something.
Have you
Somebody
seen
screaming in agony.
Have you seen the concept art for what they were gonna do with Carnage? Like they had him
Yeah.
being crazy stuff, and like
Yeah.
they limited him down. I feel
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
Maybe because Andy Serkis didn't have like experience directing like that.
probably,
And he couldn't like deliver half that shit.
probably.
And if that's the case, why would they have hired him then?
I don't know.
That shit's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Why not use who made the first one again?
I can't remember. Their name. But they were doing creative stuff with the symbiotes too, regardless of how you feel about not being able to see them, quote unquote.
Yeah, in the first one. That shit was tough.
Mm.
Who was winning? It was like water splashing more water.
Toxin
Yeah.
was winning.
He was winning
He was winning.
the whole time.
Yeah. And then Venom had him on the ropes at one point.
Yeah.
Or
That-
what I
that-
think looked like Venom. No,
that whole Venom woman making out with Tom Hardy to
that shit was
pass
crazy.
the thing.
That shit was crazy.
Is Venom gay?
No.
Because he was a woman at the time.
Well, no. Doesn't make him gay. You don't like when I explain things like this because you're just like, that's dumb. But it's a Bond thing. It's not so much that like Venom's gay. It's just more like it doesn't matter to him because his bond with Eddie is a deeper connection than just kissing, I guess.
Well, I was gonna say, like, was that him talking or was it the girl talking?
I think the girl. And then Venom just so happened to like move on. But I think that was the chick, yeah.
I don't know. Shit got a little walkie for me. Just a little walkie. At that scene, I was just like, Venom sus. Venom sus. But moving on to our last topic, and apparently Tim Burton agrees with us. The Flash used his creations
atrociously.
Atrociously. That's the word. Thank you. He was talking to BFI about his Beetlejuice 2. This is where he kind of let it go, saying that he only has like 2 days of like filming for Beetlejuice 2 to go ahead and wrap up.
Yeah.
And he was asked if he regrets working on Superman Lives with Nicolas Cage because it never wound up getting off the ground, and because apparently, rumor has it, Mars Attacks box office failure back in '96, and WB siding with McDonald's over not being able to sell toys because of Batman Returns. Burton said, "When you work on that long of a project and it doesn't happen, it affects you for the rest of your life because you get passionate about things, and each thing is an unknown journey, and it wasn't there yet, but it's one of those experiences that never leave you a little bit." Burton also said it goes into another AI thing, and this is why I think I'm over it with the studio. They can take what you did, Batman or whatever, and culturally misappropriate it, or whatever you want to call it. Even though you're a slave of Disney or Warner Brothers, they can do whatever they want. So in my latter years, I'm in a quiet revolt against all this.
W. Burton.
W?
Mm-hmm. Because no matter how you feel about, oh well, I guess that's not true. Cause they bastardized everybody, CGI wise.
Yeah,
I know. I think I got into an argument with someone, and they were like, oh well, is it really bastardizing if Nicolas Cage came out and filmed the cameo and stuff? I go, yeah, because they still felt the need to CGI him and make his face all buttery and whatever the fuck else.
Yeah.
Same thing with Keaton's Batman. You could totally feel that that's Keaton's Batman, or whatever. But I mean, if Tim Burton is saying they bastardize it, you kind of have to take his word because he created that motherfucker. But they bastardized everything, not just those two.
Well, yeah, and that's because they didn't have the right creators behind it. And I'm not necessarily saying that you need to have, like, if James Cameron lets somebody else direct another Avatar movie, like, who knows if it can be great? I mean, obviously Cameron has a certain eye, but somebody else can bring something special that adds a little bit of layer and add to his work or something like that. But then you also have people that take the concept and completely fuck it up because they didn't have an understanding about it in the first place. And Andy Muschietti, though, for horror, I give it to him. I think he's great in horror. The 2 It chapter 1 and 2, chef's kiss, very nice. He had no business in this kitchen, I don't think. I don't think he knew what he was doing. And if his idea was like, hey, let's actually make these people look like CGI, it'll look neater, or it'll be like less distracting, then bro, you're probably not understanding. If he's probably like, if the person's CGI and everything else is CGI, is there really CGI? And it's like, no.
Yes, it's all CGI.
It's all CGI regardless. So that's just terrible mishandling. That is a bastardization. And even that little cameo too, Nicolas Cage came in to film it. Why not use his performance? Why not use his performance?
Exactly.
Why waste more money to CGI him when you're already using so much for reshoots? All these other things that you have to pay for.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
It doesn't make much sense. And, Tim Burton, he gets it. And I understand people, again, would just be like, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about, whatever. But he does. He made the shit. He should be entitled to have a say whether they did it right or wrong. And clearly he feels wrong.
Yeah, because, I mean, if Burton was like, yeah, it's not my Batman because he didn't fight like how he did back in the day, would that be bad?
A little bit, yeah. Because, I mean...
But if that's his vision...
Still technically his Batman.
Yeah. Oh, so, like, if Burton were to come in and I mean, like, this is how I want him to fight.
Isn't it a disservice anyway? Because, I mean, his Batman wasn't moving that way. He's close to 70 years old, and he's moving that way now.
That's true.
Granted, regardless if you're
with
limited,
a rubberneck still? Jeez.
Yeah, like that's his Batman. It has his staple all over it. CGIing him, making him die twice on screen, it's crazy as shit.
That was hilarious.
Like, yeah, no, Tim Burton has a right to feel this way.
Namek tossed Batman into the dirt, and all he did was skip on it like a rock.
You're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
He died.
if Namek were to do that, my boy would have been splattered on.
Oh yeah.
What's that scene in Invincible where like the Nightwing dude or whatever tries to jump on Omni-Man and he just
he fucking
splatters his shit all over the place. That's what it should have happened to Keaton, not
Yes.
just a little bit of ketchup out of his mouth.
Yeah, no.
Like, oh, my lunch came out a little bit like my tomato soup.
And he was like, need more ketchup. Like, it doesn't make much sense.
He used the ketchup off the hot dog that he was eating. Yeah.
He was like, oh, we forgot to add in blood. Here you go.
Did you see that cake that they made for him?
No.
They made, because I guess Keaton's birthday was one of those days, and so they made him a cake that looked like Keaton, but it didn't look like Keaton very well. And then same thing with Ezra Miller. His birthday had passed, and they made him a Flash one too, and that shit just looked atrocious too.
No, I haven't seen those things. That's crazy.
I'd
be like, get this bullshit out of my face.
Yeah, the amount of CGI they used in that film is crazy. That scene where he's looking up in that one trailer where it just looks like his head's floating, everything was CGI. He had a bald cap on, so his hair wasn't real. He had padding or whatever, the little dot suit on, and some padding from the Flash shoulders or whatever, and that's it. And he wasn't wearing like nothing. It was just all CGI. It's like, that's fine. CGI suits are fine, but if Zack Snyder's costume designer was able to make suits, why didn't you guys just use practical suits as much as you possibly can? Why CGI the suits?
Who knows? The entire movie needs a documentary on it because the enigma is insane.
Yeah, that everything was just so out of touch. Though there's still people out there riding or dying for this movie. That's insane. Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding.
I think you like dye their hair. That's what you meant.
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, W.
Burton.
W. Burton. Because nobody asked for Nicolas Cage's Superman as a CGI.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody asked for Michael Keaton's Batman to be able to, well, first say, let's get nuts, and then jump off a ledge and, do a whole flippity-rude thing. And
no one asked him to be the way he was.
Yeah.
At 80 years old.
I will say the only real scene that I thought was like, okay, this could give you that Burton feel was when, basically when he was sewing himself up in that bathroom. And, like, you just see, like, the camera panning, and it's all his suit, and it's all bloody and shit like that. Mm-hmm. That's the only, like, Burton feeling scene. Other than that, everything else was just, like, they tried. Or not even tried. They just are like, hey, this is the way we're going to do it. We're doing it this way.
Yeah, no. But apparently he's a man who can move this way and that way.
Who, Andy Muschietti?
No, Batman.
Oh, Batman. Michael Keaton's Batman?
Michael Keaton's Batman.
No, there's no fucking way in hell. There's no way.
That's what they said.
He was this close to getting popped.
That's what they said. Oh, the shield. It's too strong. Crashes into the fucking ship. What the fuck? Oh, my God, man. This movie is a plague.
I'm going to take them down with me.
Doesn't even take them down.
Oh, the shields were still up. Oh,
damn. Somebody call the ambulance. Call Alfred. I'm still alive.
No, don't get that ship. It's still shielded. Oh, okay, thanks. But he's not, Namek. Bro, what the fuck?
What kind of idea is that? You're going to ruin one Kryptonian and yourself.
He just wanted a kamikaze his plane. He's been waiting for
he
it.
was like, oh, I'm tired.
He's like, ejectocito? That would have been nice. That would have been, either which way. It's fine. What they did in The Flash is what they did. I'm pretty sure Josh will eventually come back around and praise it for a masterpiece.
I'm not going to praise nothing over nobody.
You might.
No.
You might. Mm-mm. You might one day be like, I finally understand the message.
That's gross. The message is Andy Muschietti should not handle a Batman movie.
It's been a while, so you haven't seen it at all.
Mm-mm.
Do you still... Did the Batfleck scene ever... Did you like that scene in The Flash?
Which one?
The Batfleck scene.
Like where he's on the highway and stuff?
Yeah.
No.
No, you didn't even like the beginning at all with him? You feel
only scene I liked with Batfleck was the one where he's just saying goodbye.
So you feel like they bastardized him in that fight scene too?
Mm-hmm. Did that man dirty. Oh, I'm too proud to say, my ego doesn't let me say.
Okay. Everything leading up to that.
No, listen. Where he's like, oh, my ego says I can't say thank you to anybody. But what does he say to Alfred and Zack Snyder's Justice League and BVS or whatever? He praises that man. He's like, in one scene in particular, he's like, they're like, who's he? And Batman's like, oh, I work for him. Like, that is showing respect. They bastardized this man to hell. I am so mad at the Flash, dude. It's
What about the rest of the scene though? Like the driving and the fighting and stuff.
not into that.
You didn't like it at all?
No.
What about like? Okay, only when he says goodbye then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because that just felt like Ben Affleck saying bye to the character. That felt like the closure I needed for his character.
Exactly. That's the only thing I liked. Where he's like,
Still, hashtag make the backflip movie.
oh yeah, restore the Snyderverse. Where he's like, well, you still hungry? Like I could eat. And he's just like, maybe next time. And it makes me cry every time because I'm like, fuck.
Every
there is
time.
no next time. Every time I see it, I don't watch the movie.
Oh, you just see it like
I see
online.
the clip floating around. I'm like,
When
fuck.
people like put it on.
Yes.
I know. I almost caught you slipping.
Oh no, I'm never. I've no. I think I might end up watching it when I watch the DCU again, but it's gonna be a long time before that. I gotta get through Birds of Prey before I get there. I gotta get through the Suicide Squad before I get there. And I've only seen that movie once.
Yeah, you gotta rewatch that shit. No, twice. I made you watch it a second time. Remember?
Did you?
Yeah, I remember. I had told you. Oh, you watched it with me. Oh, I think you watched the beginning.
I watched the beginning and I was like, "That's stupid," and
Yeah.
then I walked away.
You're like, you were watching it again, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Not everybody hates it like you, and you're like,
I've only seen it once.
why? Why? It's not a bad movie. You're just
It's a
a
terrible
hater.
movie.
Oh, so you're not looking forward to that legacy thing,
What legacy thing?
Superman legacy?
Legacy thing. You know that one movie?
Yeah, that one by James Gunn or whatever.
You know, the one where we're supposed to kick off his new DCU. I'm like, nah, I've never heard of it. But I don't know. It's still up in the air.
You seen that? Homeboy said that Creature Commandos is set to release on normal time.
I imagine they got
What's the
that
name?
thing
Frank
done.
Real.
Yeah,
He put on his Instagram.
they got that show done pretty quick before the strike. I think.
It's just line work. And if they were like, oh yeah, we gotta get up in there. Hopefully,
Fine.
like it's not a rushed mess though, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure lines had to be rewritten and shit like that.
Something
So
like that. Yeah.
this could be one of the first like shows that's affected by it. Unless, like I said, unless they knew for a while and they already had like pre-recorded everything months before everything happened. I would think so because animation's a lot less, and he was basically in the seat for 6 months, and he was already writing Superman Legacy 6 months prior to even getting hired.
Yeah. Timeline makes sense.
Yeah, so they probably was like, "This is my thing."
Yeah.
Walter Hamada was already out. No, I'm pretty sure there was already in
Yeah.
motion for a while. So
Mhm.
very good. Okay, well, as long as we're getting something and we're getting away from whatever the hell this dead corpse is leaving behind, I
Oh,
think at this
fuck.
point it's just crapping itself.
Oh yeah.
We'll wait to see with Aquaman 2 and the Lost Kingdom.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But with that being said, that's gonna be our last topic for this episode. So yeah, thank you all for coming out. And Josh,
Yeah.
let the people out there know, the ones that obviously listen to our podcast,
Mm-hmm.
where they can talk to us, where they can, give us a review if they want, or a movie they want us to review, etc., etc.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, again at FilmBros Podcast. We post when new episodes are up, new movies or movies you want us to cover, shows and news. Listen to us anywhere you get your podcast at FilmBros Podcast, at Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, things like that. Supports in a big way. Buzzsprout link is in those bios of the social I just gave you at FilmBros Podcast. Subscribers get perks made just for them. Shout outs on episodes. We recognize you for helping us out. Subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast. And then follow us on Twitch at FilmBros Podcast to be a part of the conversation.
Yeah, and with that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.